A book that I have always loved is the Kohelet in the Hebrew Scriptures, the book of Ecclesiastes. And it is really, we could say, the most philosophical book in the Hebrew Bible. And I think as we look at it, I have done a commentary on it in English, translating from the Hebrew, but I've never done a grammar or elements of grammar in this great wisdom work. What I'd like to do is to slowly go through some of the great sections of the Kohelet, looking at the Hebrew text and doing an inductive grammar. I find that one of the best ways, I think, to learn grammar is inductively, and also to go deeper into the meaning of the text. So I would like to read the Hebrew verse by verse and do the grammar as slowly as we look at it. So we begin in chapter 1, verse 1, down to verse 11. After the introduction of the author, we have his introduction. And I personally take the book to be written by Solomon. Others differ, feel that it was a later composition, much like, as I've said in a previous, commentary, much like Plato using in the Apology, using Socrates, and having Socrates speak, but it's really Plato. But I personally have no problem taking this as Solomon. This follows, by the way, the idea of the Talmud as well. So we begin, Divrei Kohelet ben David Melech Berushalayim. That is the words of the Kohelet, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Kohelet, by the way, means one who collects phrases or sentences, or one who addresses an assembly. And I think we're looking here at an assembly of learners. And so it begins, divrei, which is a noun in construct, masculine plural, with Kohelet. Kohelet is from ka'al, and it is a participle, feminine singular, from kahal. And it means together, an assembly, or together sentences to share with learners. Ben David, son of David, Melech Berushalayim, king in Jerusalem. Notice the beit here is simply a preposition introducing Yerushalayim. And then we begin with the theme. And this will be a theme that will be reiterated at the end of the book of Kohelet as well. Havel Havalim, Amar Kohelet. Havel Havalim, Hakol Havel. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Notice Havel means vanity, and here we have a genitive following it, looking at a superlative kind of use of the genitive, vanity of vanities, the most vain thing you could imagine, says the Kohelet, says the one dressing the assembly, Havel Havalim, Hakol Havel. Vanity of vanities, all is Havel, vanity. Hevel, or vanity, means that which is transitory. It means that which is fading, that which is here and then gone. I've often used the analogy of taking a breath on a cold day. You see it for a moment and it's gone. Or looking at a tea kettle that's boiling, you see the steam shortly and then it's gone. So that's going to be the theme of the book of the Kohelet. He's going to show that everything is transitory. In the midst of all the changes that will come, it's a constant change and a constant transitoriness. That same theme repeats itself throughout the book. And when we come to the end, we have the same in 12 verse 8. Havel Havalim Amarko HaKohelet HaKol Havo. Vanity of vanity, says the Kohelet, all is vanity. So with that introduction of the theme, looking at the transitoriness, how everything is ephemeral, we then go to verses 3 to 11, where we have the introduction to that theme by the Kohelet, who will show now how in a lot of illustrative ways the transitoriness of all things. Notice it begins, Ma yitron la adam bechol amalo she ya'amol tachat ha-shamish. That is, what is the profit or advancement to a man in all of his hard toil, wherein he toils under the sun? So he begins with the question, what is the profit? What is the advantage of one that toils under the sun, that labors? It is interesting, the word yitron means profit or advantage. What advantage has one in all of his work that he does under the sun? Notice we have the interrogative ma, followed by the noun yitron. What is the profit for man, bechol amalo, and all of his toil? Amal means hard toil, and the o is the pronominal suffix, third masculine singular. So what is the profit in all his toil? Sheya amo, which he toils. Notice she here is used as a relative pronoun. We often find this in later Hebrew. We see it, for example, in the Mishnah. It is used, which is later. A lot of people will say, well, because of that, this had to be written later. Another thought, though, can be that in Akkadian, the ancient Babylonian cuneiform, Shah is also used as a relative pronoun. And I'm wondering if Solomon is able to use she. It's normally asher, but she paralleling Shah in ancient Akkadian, can I say, literature. So I have no problem, again, seeing this not necessarily as late Hebrew, but as something that could have been borrowed, can I say, from the Akkadian Shah, rather than writing Asher. And it fits well in this wisdom, can I say, text here. In all of Amalo Asher Ya Amo, She Ya Amo is shorter, and it goes well with Shamish that is to follow. So notice Ya Amo is your cow imperfect, third masculine singular from Amal, to toil or to labor. So in all his hard toil, wherein he toils, tachat ha-shamish. Here we have the preposition followed by the noun shemesh in pause here, becoming shamash with the definite article. So he's asking the question, what advancement, what profit is there for a man in all that he toils under the sun? And then he goes on to talk about the coming and going of generations. Notice verse 4. Dur holek v'dur ba v'ha'aretz le'olam umadet. That is, a generation goes, a generation comes, and the earth abides forever. Notice dur is a noun meaning generation. Holek is your cow perfect masculine singular from the root halak, to go. So a generation goes off the scene. And a dor ba, and a generation comes. Notice ba is your cow participle, masculine singular, from bo. So a generation goes off the scene and a generation comes on the scene. But as for the earth, the ha'aretz, the olam, forever, omadet, abides forever. By the way, amad means to abide or to remain. And here we have a cow participle, feminine singular from amad. So the earth seems to just still be here, but generations come and go. It sort of reminds me of a song that was popular back, I believe, when I was in high school in the 50s. And it had to do with, basically with, is that all there is to life? It talked about people living in ticky-tacky houses and one going to work and coming back to a ticky-tacky house and then raising a ticky-tacky family. And then they grow up and they have a ticky-tacky house, and it goes on and on. So I just remembered that song. What he's really talking about is generations come off the scene and generations come on the scene, but the earth seems to remain. And then, having given that illustration, he now comes to verse 5. Notice he says, V'zorach ha'shemesh uba ha'shamish ve'el mekomo sho'ev zoreah hu sham. That is, the sun arises and the sun goes down, and into its place, literally it pants to go. We could almost read this from where it arose, where he arose there. In other words, the sun seems to come out and go and come out and go. It's almost like it's hurrying to go from where it came from. And so notice as we look at this, we have a cow perfect with a vav construct. And so the zarach, the cow perfect, third masculine singular, followed or preceded by the vav. The vav is turning it over. It's a vav hafek or a vav consecutive. So the earth abides forever, and the sun will arise. Instead of translating it has arisen, arises, it could be looking at an ongoing present use here because of the vav that's turning it over. And the sun arises and goes. The sun goes. In other words, it arises and then it goes. Notice ba again is again your cow perfect with a vav consecutive, third masculine singular from bo. So we have two perfects here with a vav consecutive. So, and the sun goes, looking at its present usage of the perfect, and the el mekomo, and into its place. El is the preposition, makom means place, and o is your pronominal suffix, third masculine singular, into its place. Sho'ev, it pants. And I would understand sho'ev here to mean something like panting, or we almost say, we almost could take it to mean gasping, panting after. In other words, it's like it's just out of breath, but comes back and keeps arising and doing the same. And so it goes on, zoreah hu sham, that is hastening or panting it from where it arose, from there it arose, or from the place where it arose. Notice Zoreah is a cow participle, masculine singular from Zara. And so it's constantly hurrying and wanting to go back from where it arose day by day, looking at the change by looking at the sun. And then he comes to verse 6. Holek el darom v'sovev el tzafon. Sovev sovev holek haruach v'al sevivotav shav haruach. That is, the wind is going unto the south. Notice holek is the cow active participle, masculine, or it's a cow participle, I should say, masculine singular from halak. So going unto the south and turning unto the north. V'sovev el tzafon. Again, we have another cow participle, masculine singular in savav, meaning to turn. Sovev, sovev, holek haruach. Turning, turning goes the wind. Notice sovev is from the root savav, to turn. And here we're looking at a participle again, a cow masculine participle, singular, from savav, and it's repeated again, sovev. Notice the holam followed by the tseri in both places, holam vav and then holam written without the vav. Turning, turning, holek goes the wind. We have another participle, a cow participle, masculine singular, and we're looking at the wind just circling, circling, goes haruach, va'al sevivotav, and upon its circuits. Notice seviv means that which is a circle, and we have ot, the feminine suffix, followed by the pronominal suffix, or the feminine, I should say, ending, showing that we're looking at a feminine plural, and then the av, a masculine pronominal suffix, singular, added to this plural form. So upon its circuits, shav haruach, upon its circuits, the wind returns. Notice here, as we look at shav, we have a cow participle, masculine singular from the root shuv. So the wind is illustrating this constant change, the cycles. And then he talks about the rivers. Kol hanechalim holechim el hayam, v'hayam einenu maleh, el makom she'hanechalim holechim, sham hem shavim lalechet. Notice all the rivers run into the sea, and the sea is not full. Unto the place from where the rivers go, there they return to go. So notice he's looking at this constant cycle of rivers, constantly coming and going, coming and going. And we see this process again, from coming, going back to the sea, coming, again, the ceaseless cycle. Notice, kol hanechalim, nachal means river, and the im puts it into the masculine plural. So all the rivers, holechim, go. Notice holechim is your cow participle, masculine plural. So all the rivers go el hayam, unto the sea, preposition followed by the definite article ha and the noun sea. But hayam einenu, and the sea is not maleh. Notice the sea is not full. The rivers keep going, but the sea is not filled up. And so he goes on to talk about, again, how the rivers are just going to return from where they came. Notice El Makom Shehanechalim Holachim, unto the place where the rivers go. Notice Holachim is from halak, it's a cow participle, masculine plural. Sham, there, Haim Shavim Lalechet, there they return to go. We have a participle in Shavim, a cow, a participle, masculine plural, from Shuv, and Lalechet is the cow infinitive construct from halak. Notice halak here, the hay has elided or dropped out in this cow infinitive construct. So the whole idea, again, illustrated by the constant cycle of rivers going into the sea not being full, and just constantly this same repetition. Then he moves to verse 8. Kol hadevarim yegeim lo yuchal ish ledaver lo tishba ayin lerot velo timale ozen mishmoa. All things are toiling unto weariness. Man is not able to utter it or to speak about it all. It's so much. The ear is not satisfied with seeing, the eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear with hearing. Notice kol hadevarim, devarim from davar means things, so all things, yegeim, toil unto weariness, one is not able to take it in. So all things are weariness, toiling to weariness. Lo yuchal, yuchal is a cow imperfect, third masculine singular from the root yachal, which means to be able. One can, the eye is not able to speak about it all. Notice ledaber is from the root davar, which means to speak. It's a cow, it's a PL infinitive construct from dabar. Notice we have the lamed prefix of this infinitive construct followed by the a vowel and the doubling of the middle radical in the bait and etc., showing that we're looking at a PL infinitive construct. So man is not able, lo tishma ayin, that is the eye is not satisfied with seeing. Notice tishma is the cow imperfect, third feminine singular from shava, to be satisfied. So the eye is not satisfied with seeing. Notice the eye itself cannot really express it all. It's so much. And lirot is from the root ra'ah, a lamed hay verb, where the hay has elided. We have an infinitive construct here, a cow infinitive construct. So the eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear is filled with hearing. Lo timale ozen. Timale is from malay. Notice we have basically a nifal, imperfect, third feminine singular from malay. So the ear is not filled with hearing. You can't, it's so much, it's so repetitious. And mishmoa is from the root shama again. It's the cow infinitive construct from shama preceded by the mem. So the ear can't take it all in either. It's so much, and the change is so constant. Then we move to verse 9. Ma shechayahu sheyeyu, uma shena'aseh hu sheye'aseh, ve'en kol chadash tachat hashamish. That is, that which has been, it is that which will be. And that which will be done. It is that, or that which has been done. It is that which will be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Notice ma here, your interrogative pronoun. She, that which has been. Notice haya is your cal perfect third masculine singular from haya, to be. So what that which has been, who, it is that which will be. Notice yeah is the cal imperfect third masculine singular from haya, and what that which is done, or that which has been done. Notice we have a nifal perfect, a third masculine singular from asa. So that which has been done, hu she ye aseh, it is that which will be done. The root is asa, to do. Notice it's a nifal imperfect third masculine singular from asa. Here we have the under the yod. It is interesting. We have a tseri because the noon of the nifal has elided. And so we have compensatory lengthening since the ayin could not be doubled in this root. So is that which will be done, ve'ein kol chadash tachat hashemesh. And there is nothing new under the sun. So in verse 10, everything he's saying has already been done. There's nothing new that can happen under the sun. It's already happened. And then if we think it's new, it's already been. Notice verse 10. Yesh davar sheyumar re'eh ze chadash hu kavar haya le'olamim asher haya melefanenu. That is, notice there is a thing whereof it might be said, see, this is new. It has already been in the ages which were before it. Notice here, sheyomar. Yomar is a cal imperfect third masculine singular from the root amar. There is a thing which it might be said, re'eh, see. Here we have a cal imperative masculine singular from ara. See, this is new. Who, it, already, haya, has been. A cal perfect third masculine singular from haya. It has been, notice, le'olamim. It has already been in the ages which were before it. Notice haya again is the cal perfect third masculine singular from haya, which were from lefanenu, from before it. Preposition followed by the pronominal suffix, third masculine singular, which were before, excuse me, it's the plural, the which were before us, melefanenu. In other words, the ages which had come before us. So we have a plural suffix, first person plural in the new, which were before us. So then we move on. Ein zikron lareshonim v'gam la'acharonim sheyiyu lo yeye lahem zikaron im sheyiyu la'acharona. That is, there is no remembrance of former times. Reshonim can mean of times gone by, of former times. Neither, and also the gum, la'acharonim, and also of latter times, sheyiyu, which they shall be. Notice haya is the root, it's a cal imperfect third masculine plural from haya. Of latter times, which they shall be, lo, there shall not be to them a remembrance. Lo yeh, another cow imperfect, third masculine singular from haya, there shall not be to them a remembrance. With im sheyeyu, here again we have a cow imperfect, third masculine plural from haya, which shall among those that shall be or shall come after acharona. So I think the thought here is we just forget the past, and there's a repetition that continues, and we think something is new, but the Kohelet is saying it's already been. And even in future times, when something happens, future generations will forget that it had already been. So the thought is there's nothing new under the sun. Everything continues to repeat itself over and over. And so the theme of vanity is well addressed in these verses and the transitoriness of all things. I think what we'll find in the Kohelet is that as he searches for meaning and trying to find meaning in Tachat Hashamish, meaning under the sun, in this world, he's going to try a variety of things. And all of these things that he tries will prove to be vanity, will prove to be fading. And one of the things that he'll constantly say is enjoy life. And I think the older I get, one of the things that I think I need to realize is life is to be enjoyed too. And so often we lose sight of that. And he'll talk about the rabbit trails to avoid in life at the end when he's an older man, as he's addressing an assembly of learners. But he wants them to know how to find a life that has meaning. And to me, also, as a Christian interpreter, one of the things I want to do in going through the Kohelet is to bring out reflections from the New Testament as well, and from Christ as he tries to bring us who believe in Jesus to have meaning in this world. And one of the things in the New Testament that I appreciate a lot is that our toil is not in vain in the Lord. We find this in Paul's writings in 1 Corinthians 15. We can know that our toil is not in vain when we do it in the Lord and for him, which to me gives me real meaning in life. But so much toil that we do is fleeting, it's transitory, and even at the end, the Kohelet will say, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is all of life. And I think, again, as a retired professor and minister, that to me, the greatest toil for me to do is to serve others and to bring the message of Jesus Christ and his great deliverance through what he has accomplished, and knowing that whatever we do for Christ, it's not in vain. Thank you for listening to this. I hope it's helpful. I love this book. It has tremendous, tremendous meaning.